Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. My name is Bishop Stewart. I'll be your presenter today, and I'm actually talking to you guys all the way from beautiful and sunny Southern California. It's a beautiful day out here today, and so I appreciate all of you taking your time to be on here. I know we have people from all over the world that come on our webinars. I'm sure some people will be coming on here in just a moment, but I'm really excited to share some information with you today that I believe will absolutely change your life. It will inspire you and motivate you in ways that you've never imagined because the information that we're going to share with you today is so powerful. It is absolutely going to cause a shift, not only in your thinking, but also the shift in the home-based business industry and also in the technical industry as well. So a little bit about myself. I am an internet entrepreneur by trade. I've built multiple businesses online. I've traveled the world teaching entrepreneurs how to build successful businesses. And a good friend of mine contacted me about 2.5, 3 weeks ago and said, Bishop, I've got something you've got to take a look at. And being someone who understands the internet and the power of it and the power of technologies, he sent me this video and I started watching this video. And within a minute and a half of watching this video, I was blown away. I actually stopped the video. I didn't watch the whole thing. I stopped it and contacted him and said, are you kidding me? I mean, it blew my mind. And I said, I want that. I've got to be a part of that. And so what we're talking about is the wearable technology industry. And the product that I'm going to show you that video here in just a moment is called the Space Computer. It is the world's first and only mini wearable computer in the entire world. And the wearable technology market is growing at a rate 5 times faster than that of the smartphone. And it's brought to us by an amazing visionary, Mr. Fabio Galdi, and the name of our organization is World Global Network. So what I'm going to do to start this presentation off is I'm going to show you a quick video. It's only a couple minutes long that actually shows you the technology and the power of what we have our hands on and why myself and so many other people around the world are absolutely excited and pumped to share this information. Okay, so enjoy the video. Afterwards, we'll start our PowerPoint presentation and feel free to take notes because I will open it up for questions and answers at the end. Enjoy the video. Wow. Now you can see why we are so excited about what we are about to launch and bring to the marketplace. Again, that is the world's first and only wearable computer in the entire world. And we are the only company that has this proprietary technology. It is ours exclusively by our amazing founder, Mr. Fabio Galdi. Now, you guys saw that. You saw the power of it. I'm sure your mind was blown. Every time I look at that video, it reminds me of Minority Report, the movie with Tom Cruise in there. And I remember seeing that movie years ago, and there's a scene where he puts on these glasses and this computer illuminates in front of him, and he's reaching out into space and moving things around and swiping videos, etc. And I remember looking at my wife and I said, that's amazing. I wish that was out. And here we are. The future is now. And so let's talk a little bit about our organization because, you know, being someone who's been successful in the home-based business industry, there's certain components that I look for before I join an organization to promote it. Number one is the product. Is the product something unique where the company can actually position themselves strategically for massive growth and momentum within the industry? And here, as you can see, we have something completely unique. No other company in the world has it. You know, I could have a protein shake or something like that, but how many other companies have that? We are the only ones who have this product, and it's a wow product. The second thing you want to look at is the strength of the company. How solid is the company? What's the company's reputation, etc. moving forward? Because if I'm going to put my name and attach my name to something, I want to make sure that it's solid. So let's go ahead and talk about our organization. Again, our name is World Global Network, and we basically inspire change in the way that we communicate, in the way that we go about our everyday lives through media and technology. Okay, so that's really what we focus on. And not only that, but in addition to focusing on these technologies, we also are very proud to announce that we are a multi-million-dollar organization. In fact, last year, the organization did over $200+ million in revenue. Now, before I go into this, let me kind of preface this for you by saying our company has been in existence for a while, but the marketing arm, the home-based business side, where we've brought on affiliates, our organization only launched that 3 years ago. Okay, so it's only been 3 years now that we've released this part of the organization. But in that short time, the company has done over $200 million in revenue last year alone. We are worldwide and active in more than 100 countries around the world. But the organization right now is just coming to the United States, to North America. Okay, in North America, we are in the pre-launch mode. We are actually allowing people to position themselves and leaders to come on board who want to promote this amazing opportunity to the masses. Okay, so our official launch in North America is going to be in April, and we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. Now, we've also brought on over 300,000 plus affiliates worldwide. That means that the company has grown by over 100,000 affiliates every single year. Now, that's an amazing feat for any company to do. I've been with companies for many years. I've seen companies out for 5, 10 years who are still only bringing on 30, 40,000 reps within a year. We've done over 100,000 per year. Okay, so very, very powerful. And not only that, but in addition to that growth we've done it without the North American market. Usually when a company does over $200 million, there's the North American part of it. So now things are about to really, really take off. So we're also a solid holding company. World Media and Technology Corp, there's our symbol right there that's traded on the stock market. This was very powerful for me to see. I've been a part of organizations for many years. I've been on the advisory board of 3 different companies, and I've even been called by a billionaire to come help him build out his organization, and none of these companies were a publicly traded company. Why is this such a big deal when you're looking at an opportunity? Well, number one, you know, I've been part of companies we didn't know if they had $20,000 in the bank or $20 million in the bank, right? You don't know. But when you're a publicly traded company, you are very transparent. Everyone is allowed to see exactly what's happening in the organization. So when we put out that we've made X amount in revenues and we have a certain amount of distributors, we have all this proprietary technology and patents, etc., you better believe that's accurate information because we are a publicly traded organization. Now, this is something that's very impressive. Most companies, when they say that they're in 100 countries, mean that they have, a few affiliates here and there in different countries. You can have 3 affiliates in China and say that you're in China. But our organization, because of the size and the power and the strength of our organization, we actually have physical locations around the world. We're in Singapore. We have an office there, in London, China, Russia, Ireland. And in the U.S., our corporate office is going to be in Miami, where our big event in April is going to be held. And a good friend of mine who's a solid business person, he's not in the affiliate industry, looked at that address and said, Bishop, do you realize that building is in downtown Miami and it is considered one of the most high-tech and prestigious buildings around the world? And so that spoke volumes for him because he said, if your organization is there, that just really states how strong and solid the company is. We're also going to be launching in Dubai. And speaking about Dubai, some of you might have looked at that technology in the video and said, okay, is this just a prototype or is this something that's actually in existence and something that's tangible? Well, we did a launch event in Dubai last month in December, and the company unveiled the glasses and people were actually using the technology. And towards the end of this presentation, I'm going to play for you a quick video that actually shows people using the technology in the glasses. So we're also going to be coming to India here very shortly as well. So having a global presence is so important when you're going to build a home-based business. I wanted something where I can build in multiple countries and make sleep money, I call it. So that way my business is still growing in China and Russia while I'm sleeping here in America. I go to sleep and wake up worth more money than when I went to bed is a very, very powerful component to the home-based business industry. Now, the other thing you want to look at is the company's reputation. Because again, your name means everything. If your name is attached to something, you have to make sure that it's solid, right? Because it can come back to you. So let's look at our reputation. We've been written up in World Finance, Forbes, Business for Home, and the Wall Street Journal has a great article about our founder, Mr. Fabio Galdi, and Forbes did an article about our Power Clouds technology. And the thing that's very impressive about this is we all know that these publications are considered some of the authorities in the finance industry, right? They don't just put out articles and different things like that about companies or individuals unless there's a lot of proof to back up that information, right? That means that these people are solid, these companies are solid, and they're doing something that's making a noise in the financial market. And so we've been written up in all those magazines. I'm sure you know one or two or all of these magazines yourselves, right? So very, very powerful reputation we have backing us here. Now, I've been a part of organizations before that, I just wasn't sure about them. So I didn't publicly put my name on it and stamp it and really go with it the way I am with this organization because of how solid we are. Now, our company is also very impressive because the powers that be and our founder as well are people that have a very big heart. Now, he believes that when you become successful, it is your duty and your honor to give back to those less fortunate. So, true success is part of that, right? You're blessed to be a blessing to other people. Well, what we do is we support World for People Foundation. And with this foundation, we identify and support the most technologically advanced solutions to improve the quality of life in the world's poorest regions. So once we identify those regions and those individuals, we do everything from provide fresh water, schooling, education, food, clothing. But not only that, we also bring in our Power Clouds technology to provide energy solutions because there's a lot of places around the world that still don't have electricity. So we do all these things to really give back to the community. So that's something very good that we can be proud of when we represent this organization. Now, we're also part of the DSA, the Direct Selling Association, and the SBF, which is the Singapore Business Federation. Now, this is very, very important. Again, I've been with companies out there. I've seen companies that have been around 10, 15 years that are not part of the DSA. And a lot of companies in the home-based business aren't. And why is that? Well, because being a part of the DSA isn't a process like the Better Business Bureau where you just pay a fee and then they give you a great ranking or etc. With the DSA, it's a longer, more tedious process. They go through your organization with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that you are utmost highest ethical standards possible. Okay, so we got that stamp of approval with our organization. So we are part of the Direct Selling Association, and so it's something that everyone involved in this organization is of the utmost highest ethical standards possible in the home-based business industry. So those are two components. One is the product. How unique is it? How can you position yourself in the market? Two is the strength of the company and the company's reputation. But you can have all of that. And you can also have an organization that's in multiple countries around the world, but none of it means anything if you don't have a solid leader and founder who's a visionary and someone that can take action and implement strategies to increase your business, to increase your brand globally. Okay. Now, we have such a leader with us. Looking at him, it reminds me of, if you look at Apple, one of the reasons Apple was so successful because of Steve Jobs and his vision. Same with Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, right? It's the visionary behind it. So let's look at our leader. His name is Mr. Fabio Galdi. He's the CEO and president. He was born in 1972 in Italy. And so even though we're a company that's worldwide, we are an Italian-based organization. And in 1994, he founded the second largest ISP, which stands for Internet Service Provider, in Italy, the second largest, you guys, and the fifth largest in Europe. Okay, so he accomplished that in 1994. Then just 3 years later, he founded Mecatech International in Singapore. And then just 5 years after that, he presented to the market one of the first touchscreen LCD PCs. This is huge for me because we all have touchscreen technology, right, on our cell phones. All of my laptops now are touchscreen technology. I swipe things around. And all of that is due because of this gentleman, Mr. Fabio Galdi. He's the one who brought that to the market. And then in 2005, he developed one of the first successful VoIP platforms in the entire world. So what does this tell us? This tells us he has a vision and he understands where industries are moving, what's going to happen in the technical world, right? He understands the movement. In business, you want to be a friend of the trend. And so not only is he a visionary, but he is also someone who knows how to bring things to market. The reason I bring that up is because I've been with companies and I've, being an internet entrepreneur myself, I've worked with other clients and stuff. People have a lot of great ideas, but they don't know how to bring them to market. It's one thing to have a great idea, and it's another thing to bring it to market and make revenue from that idea and that vision. He is someone who knows how to do that. Okay, that's very, very important. I've been with companies where 5 years later, 10 years later, they're still talking about bringing something to market, and they're not able to do it. So very successful. Now, I mentioned that in our home-based business department, we only launched that 3 years ago. But look what's happened since that time. In 2012, Fabio Galdi was voted one of the top 5 emerging CEOs of network marketing. And then in 2013, he was voted one of the top 10 CEOs of network marketing. And just a couple of weeks ago, he was voted one of the top CEOs again. Very impressive. We've only been around for 3 years, and he's accomplished all of that. That means that we are on to something with World Global Network, right? A lot of business owners out there have not been voted on the top CEOs of the the network marketing industry, right? So that tells you something. Not only that, but our website is also the 8th most visited website in network marketing in the entire world, according to Alexa.com, which is the organization that keeps track of that data. Okay, so what is our mission here? What are we trying to accomplish? Well, our mission here with World Global Network is to change people's lives through a revolutionary business opportunity in the direct sales industry and develop innovative ideas that improve the quality of life. And that's one of the parts of wealth creation. That's one of the components of wealth creation, is creating something of value to serve other people. And that's what we're doing. So with all of this, our goal is to basically inspire the change in how we do things every day, the change in how we communicate and go about our daily lives and deliver data, etc. That's what we want to do. You and I come into play as the marketing arm for this company. Our job is to market and promote these amazing products and services to the world and show people how they can change their lives. So how do we do this? Well, we do it by developing innovative ideas in the media, mobile, and wearable technologies industry. Okay? So let's talk about it. Now, the mobile world will embrace wearable technology. Wearable technology is probably something that a lot of you have never heard of before, right? But it's a phrase that you are going to hear a lot about in the years to come because the market is growing at a rate 5 times faster than that of the smartphone. Now, we all know smartphones are very powerful. I know people who can't, they sleep with their smartphone. It's right there next to them in bed. I know people that go to the bathroom with their smartphone, right? It's everywhere that we go. It's changed the way that we do things, right? It's caused a shift in the industry. So I want you to think back. And we all know that every time the iPhone comes out, there are lines literally around the block. And not only that, but people literally all over the world will sleep outside of stores for days just to be one of the first to get the new iPhone, right? It happens every single time they release one. So just imagine, knowing what you know now about that industry, if you were able years ago to position yourself strategically ahead of that curve and you had a vested interest in it and you were making a certain percentage every single time one of those was sold, would you position yourself? Absolutely. Now imagine that market 5 times bigger than the smartphone industry. So that's what we have our hands on here, you guys. Now, Forrester predicts that the market for company provided wearables will be larger than the consumer market in the next 5 years. It controls our behavior, it controls and enriches our life experiences. Now, Bill Gates, we all know Bill Gates from Microsoft, he announced the other day that Microsoft was going to start working on wearable technologies. And he went so far as to say that laptops, smartphones, desktops, all of these things are going to be a thing of the past because of wearable technology. That's how big the market is going to be. I have friends of mine right now who have bought those watch cell phones. I don't know if you've seen them, but now they have watches that do everything that your cell phone does. They don't even carry their cell phones anymore. I think they spent about $1,000. One of them spent 1,000. Another one spent close to $1,500 for his watch phone. But that just tells you this is where the market is going, right? So let's look at this evolution here of computers. Now, there was an evolution as well in music. We went from vinyl records to CDs to MP3 players, etc., right? But look what's happened in the technical industry as well. So up there in the top left-hand corner, that's the first one of the first computers. Now, that's one computer, you guys. Look how big that is. Can you imagine bringing that home to your wife? Hey, honey, I just bought a computer. And it's that big, but that was one of the first computers. And then we went to the desktop there. You can see one of the first early desktops, and it has the floppy disk in there and everything. And I remember my dad bringing it home and turning it on, and I heard AOL for the first time with that noise, right? And it scared me. I didn't know what that was. Every time you turn on AOL, it scared me. But then we went to laptops and iPhones and the tablets, etc. Then in 2013, Google came out with the Google Glass. Now they have since retracted the Google Glass, and they say they might re-release it later, but right now they're not really working on that project anymore. But the Google Glass, the difference between Google Glass and our technology is the Google Glass was not a full-blown computer. It had certain functionalities to it, but it wasn't a full-blown computer. We have the world's first and only full-blown wearable computer. Okay, and it's ours exclusively. Again, it's our proprietary technology by Mr. Fabio Galdi. So, what does this mean? This means it's time for another revolution. Another shift in the industry is about to happen. Okay, they say success leaves clues, right? Now, we saw the success of smartphones. We saw the success of internet and the computer, etc. For one of the first times ever, average people like you and I can actually partake of one of these shifts, right? We couldn't partake of the smartphones or the internet and desktops, right? But here, because of the way that Mr. Fabio Galdi decided to release this product, you and I have our chance to be a part of this shift, okay? So, in the middle there, that is the CPU unit. Okay, it is very tiny, as you can see. It can fit in your pocket, or for you ladies, it can go into your purse. And it's very fashionable. It looks like a little Gucci or Prada design there. But it's a full-blown computer, make no mistake. And on the sides, those are the glasses. They're very fashionable glasses as well. And when you put on the glasses, the image of your computer projects in front of you, just like those three images above it. And you can literally reach out in space and move things around. You can do emails, you can send files, you can watch movies, etc. Every single thing that you could do with your computer now, you can do with the space computer. Okay, very, very powerful technology. Now, World Global introduces the space concept. All of our things are very innovative, they're very futuristic, and so that's why we use the term space. We have space lumina, space computer, space system, and coming soon, space media. So again, with this product, you're able to do everything that you can normally do. You'll have a keyboard. You can plug in a little physical keyboard, or you can use a virtual keyboard. Imagine being in Starbucks and you're looking down at the table and you're typing on the Starbucks table. No one else can see it, but there's a virtual computer there. Or in mid-space, you're sitting there typing in mid-space and moving files around. Think about how powerful that would be. And people come up to you and say, "What is that? What are you doing?" And you show them, you let them put on the glasses. Do you think they're going to want it? Absolutely, you guys. This has been one of the easiest businesses I've ever seen to promote because of how powerful it is. It has that wow effect. So let's talk about the space computer a little bit more. Well, the little CPU unit, even though it's tiny, we didn't compromise power at all. It has an octa-core CPU unit. Now, what does that mean? An octa-core CPU unit is going to be 4 times more powerful than any laptop or desktop you have right now currently. It's going to be faster, it's going to hold more data, and it's going to have more functionality than what you have right now. The octa-core CPU unit is what we have in this little tiny device. Now, this CPU unit is only 2.5 inches. Okay, so it's very, very, very tiny. Again, you can put it in your pocket. And this has full connectivity, so you can connect via Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It has a 4G hotspot, so you no longer have to go to Starbucks or somewhere like that to be on the internet. All of that is here with your space computer. And again, I have to emphasize this. This is the first wearable computer ever. Okay, absolutely ever. So what this means is that unlike other companies where I can come out right now and say, okay, I got this amazing protein shake or this diet pill, etc., we are what is known as a category creator. Okay, we're creating our own category in this space, okay, in the home-based business industry, but also in the technical industry. We are creating our own category. We're not copycats or followers, we're leaders with World Global Network. So with these glasses, we have an infinity view. This blew my mind. So think about how big your biggest big screen is at your house right now. 60 inches, 72 inches, something like that, maybe. Well, we have an infinity view that expands all the way up to 420 inches in HD, high definition, okay, display, which is out in mid-space. So let me give you an example. Let's say that I have the glasses on in my home office right now, and I'm looking around. The image that's projected in front of me might be 40 inches or something like that. If I was to go outside or look outside at a building or something, the image is going to automatically expand up to 420 inches. How big is that? That's about the size of a 2 to 3 story building, you guys. Massive, right? So that kind of makes your little 60-inch, 70-inch screen at home look kind of tiny, right? Kind of childish, but that's powerful technology. We also have a 3D viewing as well for gaming and live experience. So you have it in high definition and in 3D. And it's very light. It's only 65 grams or about 2.5 ounces here in the US. And you can see that the glasses are very fashionable. We have different designs that you'll see in the video at the end. And if you wear a prescription, don't worry about it. You know, you can actually order this unit in your prescription. So we have prescription lenses available for you. It does augmented reality and virtual reality. So it kind of puts you actually in a life experience in virtual reality. Now, one of the things that I was concerned about, I'm sure you're questioning as well when you first saw this, is how safe is it? Can I drive with it? Can I walk around with it? Or am I going to be running into buildings? No, we have see-through technology. So you can still see everything else around you, but you're also going to be able to see the screen and utilize the computer. You can utilize the computer via touch, voice, or gesture control, and you can extend yourself into this reality, into this space. So this slide right here kind of shows you what I'm talking about. This person is cooking a meal, or eating a meal, and they're watching how to make a certain recipe at the same time. So you can see there, they can still see everything else around them, but here they're watching the video. They can reach out into space and stop the video, slide the video to another video, transfer that to their actual laptop if they want to. They can press and share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, etc. Very, very powerful technology. Okay, so if I'm in front of a meeting and I have 100 people in the room and I'm presenting this and I have the glasses on and I'm showing this, do you not think every single person in that room is going to want this? Absolutely, you guys. This is a home run. It's a wow product, right? It provides instant gratification. So with our organization, we have the space system, okay? So we have Space Works, Space VoIP, Space Meet, Space Wireless, Space Postcard, and coming soon, Space Media. So it's a whole entire package and concept based on futuristic and high-end technologies that we are bringing to the marketplace. So let's go ahead and break all of these down. Well, we have the space system. Now, Mr. Fabio Galdi has the business savvy to understand that not everyone likes the same thing delivered the same way, right? When I eat my spaghetti, I like a lot of sauce, probably too much sauce, and I like meatballs and everything in my spaghetti. Other people still like spaghetti, but they might not like it the way I have it. So what he's done is he knew that some people were going to love this technology, but not necessarily want to wear the glasses. So what he's done is optimized and taken all of that same technology and all the functionalities of the glasses, the space computer, and he's made it available for you in your everyday device from your PC, your Mac, your tablet, or your smartphone. Okay, so you're able to use all of these functionalities with these other platforms as well. Okay, so very important to note. So let's go ahead and talk about the Space VoIP. It's available on web and mobile, and you remember that in 2005, I showed you that Mr. Fabio Galdi came out with one of the first ever successful VoIP platforms to the marketplace. So he understands this part of the technical industry. Space VoIP allows you to make video or VoIP calls and chat from your Mac, your PC, your tablet, your smartphone, or your space computer. So what does that mean? That means you can be wearing your glasses and your space computer, and you could be walking around and talking on your computer, talking through your glasses. You have unlimited calls to over 100 countries, including both landlines and mobile, thanks to your VoIP service plan Unlimited. Okay, so very, very powerful technology there. Space Meet is very cool. Again, web and mobile friendly, a unique cloud-based platform for online meetings, webinars, and video conferences, regardless of your operating system, the time zone, or location, without a download. That's the key right there, is without a download. Now, I've used many screen sharing technologies and platforms and webinar platforms. In fact, my go-to webinar platform, I was paying about $400 a month for, and it didn't do half of what this does. One, this is cloud-based. What that means is that I can upload all of my documents, my PowerPoint presentations, my Word files, my PDF formats, which is important because with my other platform, let's say that I went on the other side of town and I needed to do a presentation for someone, I would have to either have my computer with the stuff on there or bring a hard disk or something like that to transfer that data. Here, it doesn't matter where I go in the world. I just log into the system and everything is already there loaded for me to do my presentations. I can streamline videos that, like I did at the very beginning. I can share my desktop. I can bring on up to 1,500 guests per conference. And I can also have up to 32 video guests on at the same time. So just like a Google Hangout, we can be there all talking and seeing each other at the same time. We can just share files, do whiteboard and postcards. Think about how powerful that is if you're hanging out with or you want to do a family reunion, so to speak, or talk to your friends or your business associates around the world. Very, very powerful technology. I've had actually people join us because of that Space Meet, because they were just like I was, paying hundreds of dollars to other platforms that weren't as powerful. And if you haven't figured it out, we are actually using the Space Meet right now to do this presentation that you're on. Okay, so this is our technology that we're using right here to do this presentation. We also have Space Works, which is a virtual collaboration platform. So it's basically like a project management platform where you can share your videos, pictures, files, documents, all of this stuff without ever leaving your application. There's no email attachment required. And here's something that's very powerful for marketers or business people. The company is going to give you your own email address that you can set up. Now, you can send out a blast email, and like other email platforms, if you were to get a certain amount of bounce backs, they will shut you down. Right? Here, you never have to worry about that because this email is stored on their servers separately. Okay, so business people are loving that, and marketers especially are loving that aspect of this SpaceWorks. You also have calendar, storage, task managers, online document editor, a Dropbox platform on it as well. And then we have the Space Postcard. Very, very powerful, you guys. This allows you to personalize your emails by recording videos and forwarding them in a few simple steps. So you can see there we have hundreds of different templates. You type in your information, and then you can send a video. You can upload a video or record a video right there into your Space Postcard, or it's a video emailing platform, basically. Now, think about how powerful this is. Now, video emails convert at a rate of 500% more than regular emails. So just imagine if you were in real estate, or you're a fitness instructor, or you cut grass, or you're a model, whatever it is. Think about how powerful that is to send out an email now that people can open, and they'll see a video there instead of the normal boring text. They see a video in there that they can click on and watch that video live within the email without leaving the platform, without leaving your email. How powerful is that? All of a sudden, you're showing the houses that you have listed, etc. Do you think you'll convert more? Absolutely. Do you think people will pay attention more? You got it, right? So it doesn't matter what business you are in. This is very, very powerful to be able to do a Space Postcard. Okay, so we have that technology. Space Online Office. Again, web and mobile friendly. Your online office will always be available anywhere to all of your contacts by using any device. What this means is that people, like if I'm going to go do a presentation, like tonight I have a presentation in Irvine, California, my contacts will also see that information. They'll see when I'm online. They're able to send me an email directly, view my contact information, and they can review my schedule. So they'll be like, oh, Bishop's doing a presentation in Irvine. Let's go check that out, etc. And we can also attend online video conferences and webinars, everything from this Space Online Office. Then we have Space Wireless. Now, you get unlimited international voice plan with a wonderful Magic phone. Okay, that's our world Magic phone right there. Space Wireless gives you unlimited international voice and text calls. You can call any landline or mobile phone in over 100 countries, you guys, thanks to the Magic phone. Okay, now, this is available in specific countries, but one of the things I want you to see in that picture there to the right, you have your choice. You can either get the SIM card and just put that in the phone you currently have, or you can actually get the world phone. Now, what I want to explain to you about this world phone is it has the same octa-core technology as our space computer. What does that mean? That means this phone is going to be way more powerful than the phone you have right now. It's going to be faster. It's going to be able to hold more data and convert your functionalities a lot more streamlined than what you're using right now. Okay, very, very powerful technology with that phone. We have nationwide coverage up to 3 gigabytes of high speed, unlimited SMS, which is texting, and voice. So you get all of that available in the USA. And again, you can get it either by the SIM card or by the World Global Magic phone. Okay, so you can use either one of those. So it's going to be one of the fastest networks you have ever used in your life with that phone. Now, one of the things about our company, too, is we're going to always be bringing out new and innovative things to you for the marketplace. So we also have space media coming out here shortly, which is going to be, music, movies, gaming, pictures, etc. All these media concepts are all going to be coming together in one powerful source for you as well here in the future. We have chat and social media and all that kind of stuff is going to be included in there. Now, the next piece of the puzzle, you guys, is, like I said, the company is now launching in North America. Okay, our Miami convention is going to be in April. Myself, Al Powell, and some of the other amazing leaders, Suzanne and Ronnie, we are doing something we're calling March to Miami. Right now, we are looking for people that want to position themselves, people that see this opportunity for what it is. It's a massive opportunity and movement that is going to happen in the home-based business industry. Okay, unlike anything you've ever seen. I actually put other projects on hold to focus on this because I understand that Timing is to business like location is to real estate. I understand that, and that's why I've been able to be successful in business is because I understand opportunity. So we're looking for people that want to partner with us and work hard and get to Miami. We plan to have the biggest team and presence in Miami at this convention. So we look forward to working with you and having you join us in Miami for this amazing launch event. And when I play the video at the end, you're going to see that their events are massive events. They're not little tiny events. This is a major company that we're dealing with here. So Only World Global gives you all of these different products and services that you can start earning from with such a small startup cost. Okay, so a lot of you are probably saying right now, okay, Bishop, I'm sold on the product. I want the product myself. It's an amazing product, and I know it's going to go big worldwide when people see it. I'm sold on the company. It's a solid company. It's publicly traded. It's in 100 countries. Everything looks great. Awesome. How do I get involved, right? So let's go ahead and start talking about this. Now, this is a business that if you invest 2 to 5 years in your business, it can change your life for generations to come. Okay, so how do you get started? There's a $49 consultant starter kit. Just like any other business, you have to have all the tools and resources and everything available so you can build out your business, and we provide those for you. It's a collection of essential tools for every consultant needs to fast start their business, including your duplicate website, your back office that has all the training and the videos and the presentations. It also has all the software needed to track your business growth worldwide. That's very important that you have that software. So everything is in there for you to be successful with this business. So it's just $49. So then in addition to that, you have your choice between two packages that we provide. One is we have the partner pack. It's only $299, and then when you add that with the consultant starter kit, it's about $350 US to get involved with this package. And what comes with this package? Well, this is considered our Space System Lite package. With the Works platform I showed you, so it carries 100 gigabyte in storage for your storage box, and this is where you have the online document editor and the professional emailing and all these other amazing technologies. And then you have the Space Meet. With the Space Meet, you only have 16 concurrent video conferences, and your webinar platform for here won't be 1,500. It'll be about 50 people that you can bring on to the webinar platform, and you have some of the functionalities there. With the Space Postcard or the video emailing, you have 10 gigabytes of video record storage and unlimited templates. Now, the VoIP and the wireless platforms, they're on demand. That means you have to add them on if that is something that you want. And then, of course, the Space Media will be coming soon. Now, in terms of the compensation plan, what does this do for the compensation plan? Well, up there in the top right-hand corner, it carries a customer volume of 100. Okay, so every time someone purchases this package, it brings in 100 volume to your business. Okay, and don't worry, I'm going to explain all this in detail later. The FR stands for Fast Retail. So you immediately get $30 every time someone purchases this package. And the Infinity Residual is $10. Okay. Now we have the Master Pack, which is $599 US, plus the starter kit. So it's about $650 US. Now this is our premium package. This has everything. In fact, every single person that I've shown this to that's gotten involved has gotten the Master Pack. Now, because of what it carries. Now, the Works is you get unlimited storage box, unlimited. Okay, so all the data you can possibly think of, you can store there, and then you have all the full functionalities of the Space Works that I covered earlier. The Space Meet, instead of just 16, you have 32 concurrent video conferences, and your webinar platform seats up to 1,500 people, and you have full functionality with the Space Meet and the Space Premium. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, 1,500, that's a lot of people. Well, I guarantee you, as we build this out, Al Powell and myself and the rest of the team, we'll start having thousands of people on these webinars worldwide. I guarantee it. So one of the cool things about this, too, is with the Space Postcard or the video emailing, it's unlimited. Okay, you have unlimited video record storage there. The VoIP and the wireless platform, you get both of those for the first month included. Okay, so the first month you get those included for free. Now, in terms of the comp plan, what does it carry? For the CV, it's 200. So every time someone purchases this package, it brings 200 volume to your team. The Fast Retail, you get $60 immediately in your back office as soon as someone purchases this. Infinity Residual, $20, and the Brick Bonus, $20. Now, I have some really good news for people that are in North America. If you're not in North America right now, you might want to cover your ears for a moment because this is for people only in North America. Right now, since we are in pre-launch, what the company is doing is allowing you to get this master pack for the partner pack price. Okay, so let me say it again. You get the master pack, which is normally $650. You get that for the partner pack price, which is $350. Now, they have been doing this for a while. I don't know how long they're going to do it. From what I understand is that at some point today or tonight, this is going to go up by $100, meaning you can get the master pack for $450. Right now, I still believe it's $350, but that can change at any moment because I know today they're supposed to raise it up just $100. But still, you're getting it for almost half off, you guys. So take advantage of it. Why pay $300 something more when you don't have to and you can get the master pack? Okay, this is very, very important. Now, I was just doing a live event last Monday, and some of the people there were like, Bishop, that's amazing because they're used to spending $1,000, $3,000 or $5,000 to join companies out there right now, right? It's very expensive to join a lot of companies now. And so they saw this and they're like, wow, for only $300 something or $600 something I can get involved in this. They're like, are you kidding me? So it's very, very powerful, you guys, and I hope you take advantage of this opportunity. Now, I've been involved with companies where I've paid $5,000 as well to join. I've been involved with companies where I've paid $300 a month just to maintain my business. So here with the space system, what are we going to be paying here a month? Well, the service plan, you guys, is only $35 a month. And so every time you pay your monthly auto ship, you get the renewal of all the system for 1 month, and it enables all the features of your space system. Doesn't matter if you have the light version or the premium version. It's just $35. Now, in addition to that, you can add on these optional service plans. Again, they are optional. You can add on the VoIP service plan for $39.90. Unlimited international calls up to 100 countries. Mobile included. Now, Al and I downloaded this and started calling all over the place. He was calling Singapore, Malaysia, etc. I've used it to call the Philippines, etc. So very good plan there. Everything is crystal clear. So you're able to add that on if that is something you want. The wireless service plan for the U.S. is $39.90. Unlimited SMS and voice and data up to 3 gigabytes of high speed. And the wireless service plan for international, if you want to make the international call list, that is $39.90. So let's look at this. Even if you were to get the service plan for $35 and you added on 1 or 2 of the optional plans, you're still only paying about $100 or less. Extremely doable monthly, especially if you're building the business, because you should be making way more than that, right? So one of the things that is very impressive with this company is that with our company, and the problem with the good thing and the bad things about the home-based business industry is a lot of us are business people here. Now, I've started a lot of companies, and I've never paid only $600 or $300 to start my business. And I definitely haven't only spent $35 or $100 to maintain the business. But here, by spending just $350 or $650 if you're outside of the U.S. To start this business, and then $35 a month, it also gives you the opportunity, you guys, I want you to understand this, to make tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in return for building the business. Those are for people that really focus and build out the business, right? It gives you an enormous opportunity here. Now, why do I say that? I'm sure a lot of you right now are like, okay, let's start talking about the money. Okay, so before I start talking about the money, I want to let you understand that there's no guarantee. I'm not saying you're going to go out here and make $1 million tomorrow, right? Just a little disclaimer. You get out of it what you put into it. So I was talking about the components that you want to look at before you join the home-based business. The product, the company, the visionary and CEO behind the organization. Then let's talk about the comp plan, right? That's the other component there. Is the reward worth the effort? Well, one of the things I didn't share with you, I mentioned that we've only launched this part of our company for the past 3 years. And in that time, I'm going to share with you something amazing that's happened. Now, every year, the list is put out of all the top income earners in the affiliate industry worldwide. On this list, we have 8 individuals now from World Global Network. 8 top income earners from all over the world are from this one company. That is impressive beyond belief, you guys. Now, why do I bring that up? Because with most companies, or most of the people that are on that list, have been with their organization for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Our people have only been doing this for 3 years or less. The last gentleman, I think he was from Brazil or Russia, is now making over $200,000 per month, and he did it in less than 3 years with this company. So are you going to say, yes, is the reward worth the effort? Absolutely. And again, let's keep in mind, all of this has happened, you guys, with this company going $200 million last year, being in 100 countries, having 8 of the top income earners in the world with this company. All of this has happened without the North American market and without the space computer. It wasn't launched yet. We're just launching it. So what do you think is going to happen now that all of this is being launched? We're bringing on North America. The space computer is launching. Do you think things are going to grow a lot faster? You better believe it. So let's talk about the comp plan. Now, this is one of the first on the market, and it's a very unique infinity pay plan. I want you to keep that word in your mind, infinity. Okay, it's the pay plan that pays you absolutely more for those that go to work. So the first way we get paid is the fast retail. Now, with the fast retail, every time you sell one of the packages, if you sell the master pack, you immediately get $60. It shows up immediately within your back office. Okay, so that's the fast retail. Now we have the infinity team volume commission. So what we have, one of the components of our comp plan is a binary. It's called a binary because you build 2 sales teams that you override. You build a left team and you build a right team. And the power of the comp plan, of the binary, is that, let's say you show this to Brad and he's like, wow, this technology is amazing. I want to get involved because I can see that there's going to be massive amounts of money generated for people that are promoting. And then you also show it to Millie, and she gets involved. So you put Brad on your left, you put Millie on your right team. Then you talk to Luis. Luis is like, oh, this is mind-blowing. Well, you can't put Luis over on your third team because you can't, right? You can only put her left or right. So you put Luis under Brad. Now, Brad doesn't know who Luis is. She's somewhere living in a completely different country. He doesn't even know her. But here's the power of it. He's going to benefit from everything that she does and her team does from now until infinity. That's the power of the comp plan. We all help each other. We all benefit from each other. So what is the team volume commission? Every time your team volume matches, every time your left team matches the volume of your right team, you will earn 20% of this volume. So basically 10% left and 10% right. Now, what equates volume? Remember, every time someone purchases the master pack, it brings 200 in volume. Okay, so what that means is if you had 3,600 in volume on your left and 3,000 in volume on your right, you're going to get paid 3,000 in volume on your right, which is $300, and 3,000 in volume on your left, so you would have made $600. Okay, now this caps out at $50,000 per week. And if there's anyone out there who can't live on $50,000 per week, please let me know. Write it in the chat box and I'll have a private conversation with you afterwards and talk about budgeting. Okay, so that's per business center. This company allows you to have up to 3 business centers, which means you can literally make up to $150,000 per week in just this one way of getting paid alone. Very powerful. Then we have the money box, and we're almost done here, you guys. We have about a couple more minutes to go. Now, every week you will accumulate an extra 1% on your team volume commission. The money box can be cashed out after 12 months if you have kept one direct active customer or you've been active yourself with one of the service pay plans for 12 months consecutively. This is powerful, you guys. I've never seen a company do this. So as your team grows every week, the company's putting aside 1% of that volume for you, and you can see it in real time growing in your back office. So for some of the people, this could be tens of thousands of dollars. It could be a few $1,000s. For other people, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? It just depends on how you work this business. But it's massive. So think about if you paid $600 to get in, you're spending $35 a month to maintain your business. But what if at the end of that month, you have $10,000 in there, $5,000, $1,000? Would it have been worth paying $35 a month? Absolutely. Okay. Now, it also increases retention, right? Because people aren't going to want to cancel because they see their money box growing. Now, we also have a generation matching bonus. With this bonus, you will get a percentage of the team volume commission of each member of your 7 generations downline. Now, what this means is, let's say you're a gold, over there in the chart, and I go out and I make $1,000 this week. Well, you're going to get a 10% match on that. So you yourself would have made $100, right, for doing absolutely nothing. And let's say that someone that I sponsored goes out and makes $10,000 this month. Well, guess what? You're going to make 5% on that. That would have been another $500 you made for doing nothing. Even if you didn't even get out of bed that week, even if you don't even know the person, you're still going to get those matches. That's very powerful, you guys. Now let's look all the way up to Presidential Millionaire. So that's 10% on your first level, 10% on your second level, and 5% on all the levels remaining. This adds up to serious, serious income. So let's think about this. If you had 10 people on your team that were making $1,000 a week, right? And there'll be a lot of people making that. Let's just imagine $1,000 a week. And you were getting 10% of that. That's an extra $1,000 a week in your pocket, whether you got out of bed or not. That's serious. That's what wealth creation is all about. Paul Getty, who was the first billionaire in America, said, I'd rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. Now, we also have the infinity residual volume. Now, residual income is life-changing income. That's when you can go on the other side of the world on vacation for a month and come back worth more money than when you left. Now, each time your direct customer or consultant activates a service plan, you will earn from $10 to $20 every month depending on the service plan. So every time someone renews their auto ship, guess what? That's $10 to $20 in your pockets. $20, $20, $20. Now, notice that in blue there, the second person and the fourth person pass up to your sponsor. Now, I don't want you to confuse this with the Australian one-up. The whole team doesn't pass up, just that one commission passes up. Okay, so you're passing up $40 a month to your sponsor. But what happens for you? Let's look at this. In the pink there, you'll see that all of those pass-ups come to you. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 people passing up to you times $20. Right, in this little scenario. And there's going to be people who have thousands of people on their team. So just imagine the type of income that can be generated from this. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more here on these numbers here, these $20, and how they actually really grow. Now, we have the Infinity Brick bonus. Every time you personally sponsor someone, each time a member of your Infinity downline sponsors a consultant with a minimum of 200 CV in sales, which is the master pack, and you help them sponsor their first two, guess what? It becomes a brick. Every time someone in your downline left gets 2 people or sells 2 master packs, boom, that's $20. Every time it happens on your right side, $20. And again, the second and fourth pass up to your sponsor, okay? So just imagine that, $20, $20, $20 every single time someone on your team has 2 direct sponsors of the master pack. Now, we also have the Infinity Matching Bonus. This is different from the other matching bonus that we talked about earlier. Earn from 10% to 100% of the Infinity Residual bonus generated by your frontline pass-ups. So these are from the pass-ups. So if you're a presidential millionaire, and let's use the same scenario, and I went out and I made $5,000 this week in that part of the commission, guess what? You make $5,000 as well. Now, it goes all the way down to team developers at 10%, silver 10%, gold 15%, platinum 20%, so on and so forth. And it grows from there, okay? So very, very powerful matching. I love matching bonuses because it can add up very, very quickly. This slide right here shows you the power of what I'm talking about. Now, on the left here, you'll notice that number 1 and 2 show you that each one of them in pink got the master pack. So your fast retail would have been $60 on each one of those. So 4 times 60 is $240 you would have made there. But you'll also notice that each one of them, including the ones in gray, carry a volume of 200, meaning they got the master pack. And remember I said your left-hand side you get 10% and your right-hand side 10% matching. So that means you would have made an additional $160 in matching volume commission. Okay, so you had 2, 4, 6, you had 800 in volume left, 800 in volume right, which is $80 each. So that's 160 you would have made there. But let's look at the right-hand side. Now, this shows you the power of getting those brick bonuses of $20 and also the monthly residual of $20 every time someone renews their membership. So you see there, number 1, 2 times 20, 6 times 20, all the way up to number 9, 1,022 people on your team times $20 a month. That's $20,440 a month that you would have made. And you can actually half that if you're counting the brick bonus as well. If each person was getting 2 people a month or making 2 sales of the master pack a month, that would have been an extra $20 as well. So look at that, you guys. Now, I talked to a gentleman just the other day who got so excited about this, he stopped all the other projects he's working on to do this. With his last company, he brought in and built a team of 8,000 people in 120 days. 8,000. So just imagine if here he only did 2,000 people. Look at the type of income we're talking about, right? So when he saw this, he's like, this is amazing. This company is going to be massive. So take a serious look at that, you guys. There are going to be people on this team right now, even if you didn't do anything, just because of the sheer fact of you being positioned early and you got tons of volume, there's going to be people on this team who have tens of thousands of people on their team, literally just because they got positioned early. Now, the car bonus. And before I even mention that, Al and I, we have the Miami March event coming up in April, and Al and I are determined to have over 1,000 people on our team before that time. So just look at that, okay? I just want you to take a quick look at that. Now, the car bonus. Become a team developer, reach and maintain the diamond rank for 4 consecutive weeks. You will have reached the car bonus level, and you'll get $1,000 per month, okay, from World Global Network. Now, $1,000 a month on a car is a really nice car. But we also have the supercar bonus. Okay, I love the word super. The supercar bonus. Become President Diamond for 4 consecutive weeks, meaning Presidential Diamond is 10,000 in volume left, 10,000 in volume right, for 4 consecutive weeks. That's about 50 people on each side a week. You would reach the supercar bonus, and you will receive $4,000 per month to buy your luxury car. I mean, $4,000 a month, you can get pretty much any car you want. You can get a Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bentley, Maserati, Aston Martin, the Batmobile, whatever car you want, the Dukes of Hazzard car. I mean, $4,000 a month is a lot, right? And why does the company do this? They do it because they want your lifestyle to elevate. They want you to live a better life than what you're living right now. They want other people to see that once you partnered with World Global Network, your life changed. Now, the good thing about this is they let you pick the car you want to buy, okay? Most people, companies, don't do that. A lot of companies tell you what car you're going to get. I don't want to drive a pink Cadillac, right? But there's companies out there that make you drive a pink Cadillac. So they let you decide. So really cool. We also have lifestyle bonuses. We have a Diamond Life Tour. You're going to be able to travel the world to some of the most exotic places. I think that's either Tahiti or Fiji right there in that picture. I think it's Tahiti. And meet so many amazing people from around the world of like mind, and just again elevate your life to a whole new level. And that's what the company wants for you, and that's what myself and the other leaders want for you as well. A lot of people are only living $500 a month away from losing their homes, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, we want you to live an amazing life, the life you deserve to live. And I believe, as well as many other people, with World Global Network, the space computer, the new launches, and everything happening, if you plug in with us here, your life can be elevated to that level. Now, we also have the $10 million pool bonus. 1% pool, 1% of this pool is of the total monthly sales of the company, and this will be shared between all president millionaires. Now, you might be saying 1%. Oh, that's it? Listen, you guys, again, we did over $200 million in revenue last year. So what is 1% of that? That's a lot of money, okay? That's money a lot of you could probably live off of for several years. Okay, so serious income there. And again, we're only just getting started. If we did 200 million last year without the U.S. or North America and the space computer, just imagine what this is going to be like at the end of this coming year. Okay, very powerful. So only World Global lets you get so much product and service for such a low price. It's almost laughable. It's definitely undervalued, and it's because they want you to be able to get involved. They want you to be a part of this shift that is happening in the industry, and they want you to be able to change your life with this organization, World Global Network. And don't live the dreams of others, but decide to make your dreams a reality for you and your family. I always tell people, fighting for your dream is the one fight you will never regret. 95% of the entire population spends their whole lives making the other 5% rich. They work for people they don't like and at jobs they don't like. And I have a saying I'm going to share with you really quickly. When you go to work at a job you don't like, what you're telling your boss is that his dream is worth more than your dream. So isn't it time that you start living your dream and experience the lifestyle of your dreams? So what I'm going to do real quickly is I'm going to play for you a video. It's only a couple minutes that shows you the computers in action in Dubai when we unveiled them last month in Dubai. And then I'm going to bring up a couple of testimonials here with a very special guest speaker. And then we will be done for the meeting. And if you have any questions, we'll open it up for questions. But just enjoy this video that shows the power of this company, the events, and the computer being used by people, just for those who didn't know if it was real. Wow, every time I see that, I just get so excited, you guys. I mean, this is a real company, and I remember telling Mr. Al Powell when I looked at this that, wow, we finally have our hands on a company that's solid. It's not a startup company. It's a massive organization with a massive product. Everything is in place already for us. And in just 2 weeks, you guys, of building this, we have now built this team all around the world. We're in New Zealand, Sweden, London, Australia. We're in so many countries now, Canada, worldwide in such a short time, because as soon as people see this, they get excited. So what I'm going to do real quickly is bring up Mr. Al Powell to share some words with you guys about how powerful this organization is and what we have going on. So give me just 1 second here. And Mr. Al Powell, are you there?
I'm here, Bishop.
Perfect. Go ahead and share your words of wisdom. But before he does, you guys, let me just give him a proper introduction. Al Powell is a legend, so to speak, in the industry. A lot of people know him. He's a great leader with integrity, and he's made 7 figures in 4 different companies. In fact, when we looked at this, he's like, Bishop, we can make another 7 figures now with this company. So he and I have locked arms. We're taking this very seriously. We're providing everything that you guys need to be successful. We're doing daily webinars twice a day. We have a teaser call we're working on, and everything possible. He and I both have stopped everything else we were doing in this industry, in the home-based business industry or affiliate industry, to focus on this company. So I'm so honored to lock arms with him. And the reason for that is because of what you just saw, how powerful this company is. So Al, go ahead and share your words, buddy.
All right. First of all, Bishop, you do such an incredible webinar. I mean, I feel like signing up all over again every time I sit in on this webinar. And ladies and gentlemen, I never, ever miss a webinar. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited about this. When you show that video at the end, man, it gets me all fired up, and this is how I start off my day. Now, let me just say this, guys. Every now and then, a company comes along, and it redefines the way we do business, the way we earn, the way we communicate has changed forever. And what's so exciting about this? We're not a brand new company, but we're brand new to the USA and North America. So that gets me excited also because we're talking about a company that has over 300,000 affiliates already. We're talking about a company that have 8 of the highest paid network marketers in the world tied in with this company. Now, and I want you to think about this. This company, everybody earned their income within the past 3 years or less. We're talking 3 years or less. So think about this, you know, when you got a company such as this that came along, and remember, we were growing at the rate of 100,000 affiliates each and every year before the space computer ever came about. So the success of the company is not just riding on the space computer. We were able to get that kind of growth before the space computer came along because the space computer was only debuted in Dubai in January and back in December, just last month, matter of fact. So we're not just depending on that technology, but that technology is going to take us to a whole different level with the opening of North America. We're talking about less than 4,000 members in North America. If there ever was such a thing as being at the right place at the right time, or if there ever was such thing as a watershed moment in time, or a window within a window of opportunity, then that's now. There's no better period in history to be alive financially than right now with such a great opportunity presented before us. Like Bishop say, we locked arms and we said, you know what, we're focusing 100% on this because we understand technology. We understand that people are craving for technology. We know that people will camp out days ahead of time to get the latest iPhone. They would camp out days ahead of time to get the latest iPhone. And this is projected to be bigger than the iPhone. So what's going to potentially happen to your business when you're able to market such an incredible technology? And we're at the right place at the right time. It haven't even begun in the U.S. April is going to be the official launch of World Global in the United States. However, we are paying commissions right now. We are paying commission. Commissions are being paid out as we speak. So don't think that you're coming in on a pre-launch and there's no money to be earned during this pre-launch. Yes, there is money to be earned. So again, with the fee going up tonight, it's not a big issue. But yeah, if you're not in yet, it makes sense to want to save $100 on the startup cost, and then just to think that this great company has its own manufacturing plant. We manufacture our own products. We actually only sell products and services that we came up with. We're not dependent on outside vendors for the VoIP service. We're not dependent on outside vendors for the space computer. It's all self-contained in-house. And that's why World Global can offer the services at such a great price, and be able to pay you just a huge residual income on the monthly fee. I want you to imagine paying a $40 a month fee for a service, $39.90, and you being able to earn $20 back each and every month in residual income. That's unheard of in this industry, unheard of. But we have it right here at World Global. So ladies and gentlemen, here's what I want you guys to do. You need to make a decision. You need to make a decision, because one thing for certain, it's going to happen with or without any of us. It's already happening outside the United States right now. Make a decision. It's okay to lock in a position, because what we're going to do is that I'm sitting here thinking about this, Bishop, and I said, you know what? We need to add on that third webinar. We're going to do a 5 o'clock webinar. Ronnie is going to be doing the 5 o'clock webinar. I'll be doing the 2 p.m. webinar. Bishop will be doing the 9 a.m. webinar, Monday through Friday. We're giving you a choice of 3 different webinars because we want everybody to grow right along with us. What you want to do is that you want to get back with the person who invited you to this webinar. Make sure you get your questions answered. Make sure you get your questions answered, whatever it takes for you to feel good about this. We will answer your question. Matter of fact, we'll stay back on the webinar to make sure we get your questions answered. Once your questions are answered, I want you to make sure you lock in your position. Once your position is locked in, you want to get some people you know in front of this information. And again, we're doing these webinars 9 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, and 5 p.m. Pacific time. So we want to make sure that you are put in a position whereby you can win at this in a big, big way. And all you're doing is just simply referring people and getting them in front of the information. On that note, Ronnie, are you available? I just wanted Ronnie to give a quick testimony also to hear from a woman's perspective. Ronnie, are you available? Hold on, I'm going to help Ronnie set her mic up.
Yeah, you guys. So while we're waiting on Ronnie, you can see how powerful this is and how serious we are taking this. Majority of the people that I've brought on, I have literally just sent that video out to people, showing the computer at work, showing the technology, and people have been texting me back, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. Excuse me, without even seeing a
Hi,
webinar.
Bishop.
And that just shows you how excited people are about this product. It's a wow product. Okay. And so that's so important when you're building out a business. You don't have to be technical savvy. Al is not the most technical person in the world. That's not what this is about. Okay. So you can be as little technical skills as possible and still build a huge business with us. This one we're able to put our names on. It's been a while since me and Al felt comfortable with a company that we can actually put our names on. And so I've already been branding and doing all kinds of stuff and telling the world about it because I'm so excited about this company and how solid the company is. Ronnie, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me, Bishop?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead and
Hello, Bishop.
share some of
Oh,
your
great.
words of wisdom. Ronnie,
How?
you guys, is the energy behind our company. I call her and my wife the energy because they bring so much energy. They're so excited. They just have those personalities that just make everyone else happy just to be around them and their excitement. So Ronnie is someone who definitely brings a lot of value to our team and definitely honored to work with her as well. So Ronnie, can you share some words, please?
Yes, thank you, Bishop. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. You know, I was just recollecting how we got involved with space technology because in 1995, we were part of a telecom company called Excel. And then we were with them for 10 years, and we did extremely well. And then we walked away from it because the company changed the way they decided to do business. They did not want to have the networking side anymore. So we went to other industries. And now, ladies and gentlemen, since 1995 to 2005, I was with them 10 years. But the company was in business 10 years prior to Al and I joining Excel. So in 1985, they started, but I only found out about it 10 years later. And yet we were one of the top income earners in Excel. So then we walked away from it, meaning we finished our whole time with them. 2015, which is 10 years later, I'm back again on the technology side. Some of you can recollect this with me because some of you have joined Excel with us a long time ago. And here again, we are back to space technology, the phones, power clouds, advertising that WGN is also part of in a very big way. So all of these are the hot buttons that people want today and what they're looking for. And 10 years later, and 10 years ago, so it's 20 years later, I'm back in this whole energy synergy of telecom, of technology, latest and greatest. I just wanted to share that with all of you to realize that sometimes, you know, everything comes back in a full circle and something that we have loved with a passion when we first were introduced to network marketing in 1985. Back to you, Bishop.
Thank you so much, Ronnie, for sharing that those words with us, and you guys can hear the excitement and the energy in her voice. And that's why I said her and my wife are the energy of the team. So, with that said, you guys, we're going to conclude this presentation. Most of our presentations are about an hour long, and so we will be doing this again at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. So that's very exciting. I was going to talk to Al about that today, about bringing on the third one for people in the U.S. who are working. So this is exciting, you guys. Every week we're trying to add things for the team because we're taking it so serious. So get with the person that invited you out, get your questions answered, get positioned. So Richard Branson says, if someone shows you an amazing opportunity that you don't completely understand, take the opportunity first and learn about it second. Okay, so that means you're going to earn and learn at the same time. Jump and grow your wings on the way down. Successful people make quick decisions and they change their mind slowly. So change your thinking and change your life. I look forward to working with you, and welcome to the team, Team Global Wealth Builders. I'll talk to you at 2 p.m. on the next webinar. Take care, everyone.